They're in love. Love's a crazy game.
We were introduced to Justin Guarini during the first season of American Idol. He came up a bit short and was announced as the runner-up of the competition, while Kelly Clarkson was crowned as the winner. While Kelly went on to sell millions of albums worldwide, Justin didn't achieve much of the success he seemed destined for, and his life took a turn for the worse. Before we dive deep into other people's business, be sure to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of beef and bacon jerky, watermelon licorice, and butter toffee peanuts. Justin's mom saw a commercial for a singing competition, and she told him he should look into it. This was during the infancy of the internet, so when he went to check out the website for the competition, some of the links on the page didn't even work. But still, he was interested. He told the LA Times, "I downloaded the contract and signed my life away." He attended the auditions and made the cut. Justin was having the time of his life while filming the series. Not only was he being watched by 30 million viewers, but he was able to build tight relationships with the judges and was blowing fellow contestant Tamira Gray's back out. After losing to Kelly Clarkson, Justin wasn't sent back to his hometown in Pennsylvania. Instead, he appeared in countless magazines and TV shows. He also headed out on tour with Kelly and other Idol contestants. Kelly went on to work on her first album with RCA Records. Justin signed with American Idol's 19 management and secured a record deal with RCA as well. He and Kelly also signed on to appear in a movie called From Justin to Kelly. He considered Kelly a sister when they were on Idol, but during the production of the movie, they started smashing. Kelly later stated she was never sexually attracted to any of her exes, and she thought that maybe she was asexual. However, their relationship continued on. Everyone was anticipating his first album, and they just knew it was going to be full of bangers, especially since Babyface, Brian McKnight, and Justin Timberlake were involved in the songwriting and production process. However, Justin was caught in a sticky situation. He wasn't really sure which direction he wanted to take his music, and at the same time, the vibe of the album was completely out of his control. His self-titled album was released on June 10, 2003, and it was a discombobulated mess. It sold about 143,000 copies and peaked at number 20 on the Billboard 200. 10 days later, the movie From Justin to Kelly hit the box office. It was a complete flop and only grossed about $5 million of its $12 million budget. A week later, his album did a nosedive on the charts as it slid down 60 spots. And then during 4th of July weekend in 2003, he was in Grand Prairie, Texas with Kelly and some of their friends when his watercraft nearly struck a 5-year-old girl. A city official told MTV.com that Justin flashed his signature smile as he dismounted the watercraft and ran away laughing. He was later ticketed and avoided jail time. So not only did Justin have to face the horrible reviews from the film and slow album sales, but he also had to deal with the public chatter about his legal issue. He told the LA Times that there was so much negative press floating around that it left him baffled. He went from being loved to being mocked. He said, "It's a hallmark of the entertainment industry that you get built up, and if you don't maintain a high level of quality of product, the next inevitable step is to be torn down by the same industry that built you up." He got a front row seat to the grim reality of the industry. He told People magazine he thought he would just work hard and people would take care of everything else for him. But clearly that wasn't the case. His girlfriend Kelly was doing things the right way though. She had drive, passion, and determination that allowed her to steer her career in the right direction. Justin told People magazine Kelly worked so hard for everything she acquired and she deserved every ounce of her success. As Kelly continued to tear up the charts, their relationship started to disintegrate. They eventually went their separate ways, but remain close friends till this day. While Kelly's career continued on an upward trajectory, Justin decided to throw in the towel by skipping out on public events he was supposed to attend. And then he fled the country for about 2 weeks to allow the negative backlash to die down. When he returned to the States, he slowly integrated himself back into the industry by showing up at a few events. But for the most part, he kept to himself. And then one night, while holed up in his home in Beverly Hills, he decided to just chill out and watch an episode of Saturday Night Live. While watching Tina Fey's segment of the Weekend Update, all of a sudden, his face popped up on the screen. He told Yahoo since he had been the brunt of so many jokes, with people mocking his hair and calling him Sideshow Bob, and the jokes about his lackluster solo career, he just knew the segment was going to be about something negative. He listened closely as Tina said, "This week, former American Idol contestant Justin Guarini was dropped from his record label, RCA."
That really began a process of completely going within myself and just not wanting to be ridiculed, because it seemed at every turn there was someone putting me down.
No one at the label even had the decency to tell him privately. RCA wanted to focus on Kelly's music and the next season of Idol, and Justin just didn't fit into the equation. He stayed in bed for quite some time and told Yahoo, "I didn't want to get up, didn't want to go out because I felt ashamed." He decided to take a one-year break from the industry, but his name made headlines again in May 2004. Father of American Idol finalist charged in waitress incident. What the hell? Justin's dad, former Atlanta police chief Eldrin Bell, was locked up and charged for grabbing a waitress from behind and sucking on her neck as he left her place of employment. As the years passed by, Justin found work on Broadway, and in 2009, he married his middle school classmate, Raina Capodici. He also became a stepfather to her daughter from a previous relationship. He and Raina also welcomed 2 children of their own. And then in 2013, Justin took to his personal blog to share some heartbreaking information. Justin wrote that he spent days skipping meals in order to make sure his children and his wife had enough to eat. He wrote that he had to wear clothes that were gifted to him or leftover clothes he purchased during the height of his career. He was driving a family-type vehicle that had way too much mileage on it. He added that he was trying to keep a smile on his face while he and his family struggled tremendously. He wrote, "I'm unafraid to say that I am terrified. I am struggling to make each day meet the next without breaking down and curling up." He ended his message by stating smiling and laughing were the only ways to, quote, "keep the ghosts of regret and loss at bay." Once the media caught wind of the post and People magazine republished its excerpts with a headline that he was living in poverty, Justin took to his Twitter. He wrote, "Obviously, you completely missed the point of my letter, People Mag. News isn't news anymore, and I'm nowhere near poverty. Hashtag twisted my truth." His publicist told USA Today the blog post was authentic, but Justin wasn't giving interviews to discuss the matter any further. He and Raina are still going strong, and they reside in the tri-state area with their children. He hasn't released an album since 2005. However, as of this video, he's booked and busy. He had a short stint in the Britney Spears musical Once Upon a One More Time, and is the voice of the cat burglar and the singing squirrels on the Disney animated series Super Kitties. Looking back at the highs and lows of his career, Justin realizes Idol did wonders for his career. However, it was extremely damaging as well. He said, "It was a time when I dealt with horrible depression and the realization that I was not living the dream that I thought I was living." However, he is still grateful for his time on the show. He has learned several valuable lessons and is looking forward to the opportunities that will become available to him in the future. He told Yahoo, "As long as you stay in the game, which is one of the hardest things to do, you're kind to people and you do good work, it'll always come back around."